haunted airport with evil spirits. This story is about a girl whose name is Kylie, who was from Toronto but was living in Windsor for many years because of her work, but she wanted to go back to Toronto for the holidays with her parents, but her flight was delayed a lot. That is, her flight was supposed to be at around 9 o'clock in the night, but it was delayed till 1 o'clock in the night, so you can assume that the time of her flight was exactly at midnight. Then Kylie caught a 1 o'clock flight from Windsor Airport and reached Toronto at about 2 o'clock. She landed at Toronto Airport and saw that the weather was very bad and it was very hot. Don't know why, so she decided that I will not go out of the airport. I will stay inside until my taxi came. Then she was waiting in the waiting area inside the airport, but there were very few people. There was complete silence. Only 2 to 3 shop owners were visible there who were just inside their shops. There was no one outside. There was complete silence. But I don't know why. She was feeling from the very first moment that she was not alone in such a big, empty, locked area. But with her, there is someone sitting nearby whose breathing is audible, but whoever it is not alive because there was no one around there. No one. And it is not as if there is any other machine. The sound coming was exactly like the sound of someone's breathing, and when someone sits next to you, you feel a little warmth. So Kylie was feeling that warmth at that time, but there was no one around later. Time was passing because she was waiting for her taxi, but he was not coming very close. Then soon Kylie started hearing a man's voice in her ears, as if he was saying that, "Kylie, take your own life." And after hearing this, she was getting shocked again and again, because she also felt that maybe she was still sleeping, and she was hearing anything and everything in the night because it was already very late in the night. At that time, she was still trying to control herself a lot because she was feeling the same things again and again, that there is someone around, there is someone, it is just not visible. And what that place was, big hall type with different gates inside, and there were also different seats where people could wait, but Kylie was the only one in the entire seating area, and she was continuously looking around her. Whatever it was, he was not even visible, but suddenly when she looked back, there was a laborer sitting behind her, as if he had come from working at a construction site, but this man did not look alive from any angle. Because it was absolutely dead, there was no life in it. He was looking very scary. Kylie was very scared. Then Kylie quickly got up from the airport and went out, running and running. While she was going out, she saw that her taxi had also arrived. She quickly went inside the taxi, gave her OTP, and she just sat silently. And she was thinking again and again that who was that man actually when there was no one there for 1 or 2 hours. Then suddenly, a man comes who is a laborer. But how can a laborer be in an airport? Nothing was connecting at all. At that time, when she was sitting in that cab, she still felt this. She was repeatedly thinking that maybe there is some negative energy in this cab too. She was feeling something which she should not have, and the cab driver from above was also repeatedly asking him, "Hey ma'am, how much is it? What time is it? What time is it?" Now she was also answering, but she was getting irritated whenever the cab driver was asking Kylie what time it was. She didn't know why every time it was only 3:30. It was 3:30. The cab driver remained silent for 10 to 15 minutes. After that, he asked again. "What time is it, ma'am?" she said. "Maybe there is some fault in my phone because every time I look, it is only 3:30 on the phone. As you can see, there is no internet available here because it is a forest area, so I cannot tell you what time it is even by looking at the internet. It will be happening around 3:30. Then the cab driver said, "That ma'am, the time is going perfectly. It is only 3:30. This is the same time when we go out in this darkness of the night, and this is the same time when in the darkness of the night, people like you are afraid of us." While hiding at home after hearing this, Kylie was not able to understand anything about who this man was. She asked him, "Who are you and what were you saying?" Then the cab driver looked back, and it was the same man, the same laborer whom Kylie had seen at the airport, and that man had held Kylie's hand very tightly. Then he said, "Kylie, that today you will not survive. Today I will not leave you." Then suddenly, Kylie's eyes opened, and she saw that she is in the same airport where she was before, meaning all this was her dream. She just got blinded by it. She looked at her phone and saw that her taxi driver had arrived so long ago. He was there, so she got up and went away comfortably. She sat down because she had remembered everything very well, that all this was just a dream. Nothing like this had happened. I had not seen anyone. This is just a dream, and, well, she looked towards her hands and saw that there was the same marks in her hands which had formed on Kylie's hand when the laborer held it tightly, when all this was a dream. Then how it came in Kylie's hands. And it is said that this airport has the most negative energy, so much negative energy that if you go there, your head will start hurting very fast. And this is not just a Kylie with whom this has happened. There are many people like this, as if an accident had happened. Around the year 2015, there was a boy whose name was Roman, and he was in the same airport. His flight was very late, and there were not many people in the airport at that time, and he was sitting near his gate and waiting on his seat, but suddenly his eyes fell. He had fallen asleep. Then he woke up after some time, and he went to the toilet, relaxed, and came back. And when he came back, right in front of his eyes, he himself was sitting on the same seat. But how could this be possible? He said, I had just got up and gone to the toilet, but how he was sitting on the same seat. So this is the level of negative energy. It can play with your mind and it can weaken your heart very fast. All these incidents are too unreal to hear. All this in real life. It is felt that all these things cannot be possible, but it can be possible when there is a lot of negative energy that comes together, so always be aware. Tree cutter at midnight. So this story is about a haunted school. I am from Canada in Toronto. So this story is from the time when there was a small earthquake in Toronto. So my dad was in the embassy, so to be safe, we were allowed to stay in the embassy for 2 days. Well, this is not a happy thing because many people had died in the earthquake, but all my friends lived inside the embassy and I came because I was the only one who did not live there. I was a typical 16-year-old teenage girl, so going out of the house was not allowed in my house, which was exciting for me because I was going to spend 2 to 3 days there with my friends. I was just there. It was only for 2 days, so I had in my mind that I have only this time to do whatever I want, because after 1 month we were going to come back to my old town, due to which I would not be able to meet anyone again. All the friends would hang out together throughout the day. We all used to live in camping tents so that we could sleep in it. If again the earth came to our place, so all of us children used to escape from there in the evening. We played throughout the day and came back to Mom and Dad in the evening. Our whole family used to stay up and talk all night, so seeing them all talking, we decided that we all will also sit in a tent to talk and enjoy. So we all were sitting together, playing games and talking. We are having fun. But suddenly Daniel said it's night. Who would like to go to school, everybody? Agreed except Lily, because it was getting very late in the night. I don't remember the time clearly, but it was around midnight, so everyone started convincing Lily to go. Please come with us. Nothing will happen. So after some time, she also got ready to go with us. We all reached near our school gate, but the gate was closed. But the gate of our school was a very small height, so all the children rushed through the gate and went inside the school. We did not get anything special to do there. We just came to the school to roam here and there. So we all went to the court, and the court was obviously very empty, and there was nothing to do something special. So we were starting coming back, but then suddenly we saw a heap of soil ahead of the court, and I don't know why we went there, and we climbed on top of this heap then. After some time, we moved ahead of the court and crossed this heap of soil. When we had reached a little further, I looked back towards the court and saw that there was a tree in the middle of the court. This tree was cut in half, and just now someone was cutting the tree from the middle. I thought that maybe it must be some school worker who has come here at night to do the work. But then I realized that there is never any tree in the middle of the court, and how it's possible that suddenly this person is here. Well, it was too late, so I thought that maybe I was hallucinating, but apart from me, 2 more of my friends saw this thing. He was wearing red clothes and had long hair. Now, if all of my friends looked back, then they would have been able to see that creature, but because only 3 of us had seen it looking back, then only we knew the truth. I was very scared, and from where we were taking off, from there we started taking off quickly. After a little fear of taking off quickly, I looked back once again and saw that this person was walking fast and coming towards us, and now I was really very scared. Screamed loudly, and seeing me screaming, my other friends also got scared and started getting down quickly. I think my other friends knew what was behind us, but they got scared just because I was screaming so late in the night. When we reached near the gate was closed, and now somehow we had come out of the school. We all were very scared and everyone was silent. No one was saying anything to anyone, and we were going on the way. There were many old quarters on the way. When we were coming back, no one had heard any sound, but one of my friend Jack said, "Stop." Suddenly we asked what happened, and he said, "Just listen." We all stood silent and were trying to hear the sound, but we didn't hear any sound, so I somehow said, "Please don't scare us anymore in this night." Then suddenly we heard the sound of someone crying. I was just frozen there with fear after hearing this sound, and then I felt as if that footstep and this sound of running was near us. After hearing this, we all got even more scared and ran home quickly. After reaching the quarters, we all took a cold breath, and when we were all a little scared, we tried to discuss what had happened, but no one was able to understand what that creature was at midnight in the court. And after so many years, when we think about this memory, we laugh so much till today.